speaker right now. We got Mr. Debo coming to the stage. Clap it up for him.
All right, how we feeling? Everybody good? All right, so I like to be 100% full disclosure, all right? So I got some notes here because I was in the military and I had TBI, and that is a traumatic brain injury. So sometimes I forget things, like sometimes I forget what I ate for breakfast this morning, all right? So I may look down at my notes, but I want to make sure y'all get the best game that I have to give y'all, all right? So my name is Debo, but you all can call me Debo. And I know what you're thinking. How am I being called Debo and I'm only 5'7", 120 pounds, something with, all right? That was a name that my baseball coach gave me growing up through middle school and high school. I grew up in a small town called Evergreen, North Carolina. I grew up, raised by my grandmother, so my mom had to work 7 days a week to take care of 4 kids because my father was not in my life. I played baseball growing up. I even played at the college level, but I lost my baseball scholarship due to some decisions that I made. All right, so that's enough about me. I'm here to talk to you all. I once sat right there in the same seat. Sometimes we struggle with things in life, no matter what it is, whether it's schoolwork, stuff going on at home, whatever it is. So I'm here to help you guys push through those barriers and get through and succeed. So if you are ready for the game that I'm about to give you all, that took me from losing my baseball scholarship to landing in jail to becoming a Marine Corps vet, being featured on one of the most prolific, veteran-owned podcasts, the Oscar Mike Radio Show, and now an inspirational speaker coming to inspire students as yourself. Let me hear you say, Debo.
Debo.
Hold on.
Let me do better than that.
This time. Let me hear you say, Debo.
Debo.
All right, settle down. I'm gonna give you the game, all right? So we're gonna get into it. So I wrote it up here. The first one is discipline. You have to be pretty much disciplined in everything that you do. For me, I was not disciplined in my decision making. So my issue was I lost my baseball scholarship because I was hanging out with the wrong crowd and we broke into someone's home and we robbed them. And that landed me in jail. That was one of the hardest things I've had to go through in my life. How many of you know who Steph Curry is? All right. Steph Curry has a video out where he made 300 shots in a row. If you look at one of the games Steph Curry played, you would see him shooting a three-pointer to tie the game with his eyes closed. That's what it means to be disciplined. Maybe if I was more disciplined in my approach to playing baseball, I could have been showing up to practice early, or I could have been showing up staying late, taking more ground balls, or swinging on my switch hit, because I struggle with hitting on the left side, then maybe I would have made better decisions and I would have been playing in the MLB. What if every one of you were going after the same job? How will you all set yourself apart so that you will be the one that's called upon? You gotta be disciplined. If you with me, say Debo.
Debo.
All right, so the next one is execute. Let me hear you say execute.
Execute.
Execution is when you turn your dreams into reality. I knew that if I wanted to be standing in front of you all today to be an inspirational speaker and change lives, I had to execute and change my environment. There was only 2 options for me if I didn't change my environment. It was either dead or in jail. My grandmother always told me if I don't make better decisions, I would be dead or in jail by the time I was 18. I'm 36 now, so I've executed the plan and changed my environment. Do any of you know anything about Major League Baseball? Do anybody watch Major League Baseball? You know who Shohei Ohtani is? What about Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
I know you know who Bryce Harper is. So Bryce Harper signed a contract as the highest baseball player in the MLB. $365 million. That's roughly $35 million a year. That's what it means when you execute. That's execution at the highest level. Everybody in here know what Nike is, right?
Yes.
What's Nike's slogan? What's on Nike's shirt? Let me ask you a question. If Nike had a shirt that said, just try, would you all buy that shirt?
Yes.
So we all gonna be like Nike and do what? We all gonna be like Nike and do what? Alright, so that's how you execute. So the third pillar that I live by is brave. Let me hear you say brave.
Brave.
You gotta stop shying away from challenges and face your fears. What are we all afraid of? Failing? I'm here to tell you right now, it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are what made me into the person that I am today. My biggest fear was not the 98-mile-per-hour fastball coming at me when I was standing in the batter's box. My biggest fear was turning out to be like my father. My father was a drug addict, and he served several years in prison. So that was my biggest fear. I was afraid of becoming the inspirational speaker that I am today because I was afraid of what other people might think of me based off some of my past decisions. Who would want to listen to me, right? But guess what? Look at me now. So you have to be brave, face those challenges. When you know you got a 100-question test and you got to study the night before and you come in here a little shaken because you're afraid, take the test. Because if you fail it, sometimes you get to take it again. It doesn't mean that you're going to fail and you won't succeed, all right? So you got to be brave and face those fears. Everybody with me say Debo.
Debo.
All right. And now the fourth pillar is overcome. Let me hear you say overcome.
Overcome.
Do you know what it took me to stand in front of you all today? I've overcame a lot of challenges. And I'm here to tell you, when you want to be successful in anything that you do, adversity is coming. I've overcame losing my baseball scholarship. I've overcame going to jail. I've overcame my father not being in my life. I've overcame 8 surgeries. And believe it or not, I've overcame a speech impediment. And I still have a little bit today. But I took speech all the way up to the 10th grade. So I'm here to tell you right now, adversity is coming. It's all about overcoming that. Anybody in here know who Tiger Woods is?
No.
Nobody know who Tiger Woods is? Tiger Woods, okay. So most of you know who Tiger Woods is. Tiger Woods has a shot that's called the shot heard around the world. But what we all forget is what happened before that shot. Before he hit that shot, he hit the ball far right and it landed in the rough. And when he goes up to hit this next shot, the announcer said this is the toughest shot that anybody could ever take on this turf. Tiger Woods hits the ball, it goes up the hill, comes back down, and right before it sinks in, you see it stop with the Nike check, and then it falls in, and the world goes crazy. That's what I mean by overcoming adversity. Because guess what comes after adversity? Now Tiger Woods has a Nike commercial based off that one shot. He has a Nike commercial based off that one shot. All right, so I'm gonna land the plane with this. To be great, you gotta do what greatness do. Never forget why you do what you do. We're gonna be disciplined, we're gonna execute, we're gonna be brave, and we're gonna overcome. That's my time, y'all. I appreciate it.